All right, Meteorologist Will Rowe here to give you an update at the potential snow that we have heading our way this weekend. And yeah, it does look to be like a pretty decent snowmaker here across the state of South Carolina and across the Midlands. So for that reason, we do have a winter storm watch that is in effect from tomorrow night through Sunday for the entire state, all of the Midlands, and that is for the possibility of seeing that snow. So as early as Friday night is when we could start to see some of the impacts. It likely starts as a rain, maybe rain-snow mix, and then it quickly transitions over to all snow by overnight Friday and into early Saturday morning. So we're not really too concerned about the rain chipping away at the snow totals, but we are taking a look at some of a little bit of dry air that could be on the onset, and also we're waiting for some of those mesoscale models to come in to give us a better idea of accumulations. But we do know that accumulation is likely, and there is the potential there for several inches of accumulating snow here across the area. So we're watching two systems. One's in the upper levels. It's going to start to dive down here as we head into Friday night and early Saturday morning. We also have this surface low off the shore. So between these two systems, they are going to come together and give us that opportunity of seeing that snow. But it's mainly really betting on this upper level low to get here, because if it stays a little bit too far north, we're likely not going to see much of anything. Dives too far south, we could get into more of that dry air mass. But right now it looks like the two of them will line up perfectly so that we could at least see a decent snowfall here across the Midlands. So starts as early as Friday night or early Saturday morning, but it looks like we do have a little bit of dry air in place here, so it's likely not to really get going until late morning on Saturday. That's when we start to see some of those heavier batches of snow working through. According to our in-house model, by Saturday afternoon, we're seeing a lot of snow overspreading the region, and some of it could be locally heavy, so we could see a quick inch or two in just a couple of hours here with some of these heavier bands trying to set up. We continue to see those snow as we head into Saturday night, and finally starts to wrap up as we head into early Sunday morning. Then we should see a lot more sunshine, but it does stay cold and it does stay windy as we head into Sunday. We'll talk more about that wind here in just a second, but let's zoom into a more localized standpoint. Have some rain showers and maybe mix of some snowflakes here and there as we head into late Friday, but that cold air quickly rushes in and it transitions over to all snow as we head into your Saturday morning. But you notice it's on the lighter side and most of it is staying off to the north. Like I said, it isn't until late morning on Saturday and into early Saturday afternoon when it likely gets really going here across the Midlands, but the upstate likely starts as early as Saturday morning with some of those heavier batches of snow. But here across the Midlands, we see our heaviest round likely Saturday afternoon and into Saturday night. You see some of these darker blues here. Those could be some of those heavier bands I was talking about that could drop a quick inch or two in only an hour's time. So we are watching where those bands do set up. There's a possibility that it does stay north of here, but there is that possibility that we see some heavier snow bands working through. We continue to see that as we head into Saturday night. A couple of snow flurries wrapping everything up on Sunday morning. Then the sunshine does start to return as the sun rises as we head into your Sunday morning. So here is what our in-house model is projecting as far as snow totals. This is not our official forecast. We will come out with that at 5 o'clock. Chief Meteorologist Taylor Canoost will have that on the news at 5. But here's what our in-house model is spitting out almost a half a foot here in Columbia, up to 9 inches in Greenville, maybe as high as a foot the further north that you go towards Charlotte. Let's push over to the PD and the low country, still seeing a decent amount of snow, 3 to 6 inches. So we will fine tune that snowfall forecast as we get some of those higher resolution mesoscale models in this afternoon, and we will come out with our first official snowfall map. But in terms of the probabilities, we're almost certain that most of the area sees at least an inch of snow, and pretty confident that we could see at least 3 inches of snow across some of the area. And then it gets a little less confident, but there is still that chance that we could see up to 6 inches, only around a 30% chance, but that chance is definitely there, especially if we see some of those heavier bands of snow set up. So we're likely going anywhere from about 2 to 5 inches here or there. But like I said, we will fine tune that forecast and come out with our official forecast this evening. But the bust would probably be about a coating to 2 inches, but that's not looking likely at this point. Most likely scenario is 2 to 5 across much of the Midlands. And then if we do get a boom of a system, we could go as high as 4 to 8 inches, but that chance is pretty low, only about a 20% chance of the bust and the boom. It's about a 60% chance of that most likely scenario. So I was talking about these winds. It is going to be pretty breezy as these snow showers are pushing through, seeing a gust as high as 25 to 30 miles an hour at times. So, I mean, this is not going to be a blizzard, but it definitely is going to cause some blowing snow problems. So we will have to be on lookout for that. But gusts 25 to 30 miles an hour through your Saturday afternoon into your Saturday evening. And as temperatures continue to drop into your Sunday night, we're still seeing those winds cranking 20 to 25 miles an hour. So that's going to put our wind chills down to the single digits for a lot of us as we head into Sunday morning. Stays a little bit breezy into your Sunday afternoon, but it finally looks like it starts to calm down as we head into Sunday evening, and that storm does start to pull off to the north. So on top of that winter storm watch, we have an extreme cold watch for those wind chills down in the single digits across some of the areas. Here's our forecast lows Saturday night and early Sunday morning. We're going 16 here in Columbia, Winnsboro 15 up in Newberry, 19 in Bishopville, 18 in Orangeburg, 14 over in Saluda. But here's those wind chills. Whenever you factor in the wind, as it does start to cool off, take a look at this, going down to about 6 in Columbia by 2 a.m., -3 in Newberry as we're waking up on Sunday morning, 2 below 0 in Winnsboro, 1 here in Columbia, Orangeburg, Lexington. So it is going to be a very, very chilly morning as we do wake up on your Sunday morning. So be sure that you are prepared for that extreme cold. So whenever we put this all together, here is what we are expecting. That rain-snow mix possible on the onset from Friday night into early Saturday morning, but once that cold air quickly moves in, we then transition all to snow. The wind starts to pick up, and we see those wind chills in the single digits or tens, and those gusts as high as 30, maybe even 35 miles an hour through the day on Saturday. And this is going to create some hazardous travel conditions out there with the blowing snow, heavy snow bands out there, gusty winds. So that's something that we will need to continue to keep our eyes on. So Chief Meteorologist Taylor Knust will be back on at 5 o'clock. He will have that first official snowfall total on your news at 5. So for now, that's all I got for you. So take a look at these impacts, and we will continue to keep you updated here in the Skywatch Weather Center.